What's up, everybody? I am your boy Bobby. I want to thank everybody that took the time out to watch the sneak peek. We definitely appreciate all the support. If you haven't done so, make sure you go to YouTube, put in the Life We Live sneak peek, check out the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. So I decided to do discussion videos in relation to each of the episodes because I was sitting down with some friends and we were discussing the characters and we were talking about them as though they were real people and the storyline was real. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of interact with the audience by doing the discussion videos. So this is our very first discussion video. So our first topic that we will be talking about today is it okay to put your relationship, no, your friends before your relationship? Thoughts?
I feel like as far as to a certain extent, yes. Because your friends are your friends. Your friends are going to be there before the relationship starts. They're going to be there if the relationship ends. Like, first and foremost, you have to learn how to balance and have functional relationships with your friends as well as your significant other. So I feel like, yeah, to a certain extent, yes.
Okay, so in the sneak peek, how Jonathan leaves Alicia at home to go tend to Sierra. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Because of the content, because of the situation, the emergency. It was an emergency situation.
Okay.
So now if it would have been any other, yes, Sierra is in an abusive relationship. Yes, I agree that it happens all the time. It's not just this one instance. But how do you know at that one instance that might not be where she needs you the most? Like, that's a critical situation for any friend to be in. So at all times you should always be there. And as your significant other, I should understand that you're going to still be a friend no matter what.
Okay, so like in Dana and Danielle's situation, they're in the middle of a discussion on the phone and she basically cuts that short to go tend to Sierra. Is that okay?
I would have, because they have their own drama going on, I would have continued my conversation with her first, then went and dealt with Sierra and told Sierra that I'll be there, but I let Jonathan and I let Derek know and they're on their way and I'll be there as soon as I'm able. Because your situation with Alicia, y'all weren't discussing any matter. You were already ignoring her because you were doing work on your computer. So you weren't like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all weren't in the middle of like an intimate dinner or anything like that. Y'all were just a typical night at home. You were doing work. She was in the back. She told you to hurry up. Come on. You know, like what you were planning to handle in that situation, you could handle when you got back home. As far as like Dana and Danielle, that's an important situation. So I feel like she should have allowed Danielle to say whatever Danielle needed to say. Got to a stopping point where she could leave instead of just being like, oh, I'm gonna call you back, Sierra needs me, I gotta go.
I can agree with that. I agree. Anybody else? Thoughts? Comments?
I think it all just depends on the nature of the situation. You know, if it was something that was like menial, not urgent, then I could understand you saying, okay, you know what, I'm home, I'm not leaving my house, I will talk to you about it tomorrow. But considering the fact that it was something where, you know, you just, all you heard was so-and-so's been, you know, abused or been hit or been hurt, you know, it's an emergency situation, so I can see you putting that situation before, you know, what was going on at home. Now, that's not to say that after the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time that I'm going to continue to do that. Like, you only get so many so many calls to where I'm just going to drop everything and go there, because after a while I'll be like, okay, we keep going back and forth on, I'm just not going to put myself, you know, through that. But again, like she used a good word, it's all about balance. Like, you know, you have to make sure that you're taking care of both things, and hopefully you have a partner who understands that this is the situation, this is what's going on, you know, because in all actuality I've been in like arguments with a person and something has happened and then it's like, okay, well, that is more important than what we're arguing about right now.
Okay, so going to the next question, if your friend was in an abusive relationship, how would you treat the situation outside of the characters? If it was you, would you have responded the same way Derek responded?
No, probably wouldn't have responded.
No.
No,
Definitely
I wouldn't have told my friend that she looked a mess after.
Well, not that part of it. I'm saying, for as dropping everything you're doing to go be there for your friend.
Absolutely.
I think Jonathan's character, as far as like his relationship with Sierra and his level of being there as a friend, I think that's a good balance.
Me personally,
Because I'm sorry, he's honest with her as far as like you need to leave him alone. At least you need to fight back. But if this is your decision as a friend to stay in this situation, I'm going to support you and be your friend through it. But I'm also going to be honest with you and tell you, okay, you can do better. Let's move. Let's move on. You don't have to deal with this, but I'm not going to judge you. I'm still going to be your friend.
I think that's very, what's the word? Is it noble? That's very noble of Jonathan. Me personally,
You will be Derek.
no. I think, okay, I look at it like this. If you're choosing to be in that type of relationship, then that's your decision. Of course, as a friend, in the beginning stages, by the third time, getting that same call saying, oh, this person then got beat up again, if you still choosing to get beat up by that third time, that means you want to be in that relationship. So as a friend, I would leave you alone.
So as my friend, you would still not come if you were called?
No.
But you don't know that one call where I might actually be in the hospital, or I might actually be needing to be at the hospital because I got beat up that bad.
If it takes you going to the hospital to realize that you need to leave him alone, then that's when.
But as my friend, you still wouldn't. As a friend, you still wouldn't come to the friend's aid, no matter what your personal thoughts are. This isn't your situation. You're my friend.
Well, it gotta get to the point of where the little boy cried wolf at that point.
True.
You may be friends, but sometimes you got your own life to deal with, and to continue to go on and on and on about a situation like that. In my life, I can only take so much. As a friend, I can be there, vocalize whatever I say, but I'll never forget something a friend of mine told me. You'll never know when enough's enough. So as he's talking about the fact of it takes you to go to the hospital to figure out this, they can take you to go to the hospital and still not figure this out and go right back to that person. You can voice your opinions, you can state this, you can state that, but ultimately it's going to be that person's decision.
And a friend always have limitations as well. So
Right.
you only can put yourself in your friend business as much as you can.
Right.
I don't think people want to allow stuff to happen that they want to happen. If you're going to stay with a person that continue beating you, as a friend, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can say that's going to change that situation. So I feel like, why would I waste my time to continue being by your side when you're going to go right back to the same thing that you're saying you don't want to deal with?
Because
Well,
you're
that
my
kinda goes to
friend.
loyalty.
Because you're my friend, that's why you continue to do it.
Outside, it's like if you tell a person, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and they continue to do the things that you tell them not to do, it don't make sense to keep on doing it.
But
As a friend, I will still be a friend, but for as when you need me in those situations, I'm not, because I feel as though I will be condoning that abuse.
no, because being there doesn't mean that you're telling me I need to do this and I need to do that. Sometimes your presence is all that's needed as a friend, but at the end of the day, you still need to be a friend no matter what the circumstances are. No matter if I agree with it, if I don't agree with it, but if I tell you that I'm your friend through it all.
There's a young lady.
That's the definition of being a friend.
There's a young lady. I'm sure anybody that's watching the video that knows me knows what I'm about to say. There's a young lady by the name of Fantasia. I love Fantasia. Okay, Fantasia has.
Does this relate?
No, okay, hold on.
I know her story. I know her story.
Let him go.
Oh my
She got several songs.
She got there too. A couple of us saw it.
Hey, public service announcement. I'm looking for a new cast.
You can't get mad at her.
But let me finish. She said sometimes you gotta lose to win again, and sometimes I think that if you're used to having somebody that's gonna run to your side every time you need them, you're gonna keep thinking that, okay, I'm breaking down again, so let me call this friend so they can hold me up. Sometimes you gotta hit the ground.
But I'm not saying run. I'm saying still be my friend. Just because you don't run to my side doesn't mean that you're still not being there as my friend.
Being a friend outside, okay, let's go have lunch, let's go do this, let's go to the movies, yeah. But when you call and saying, hey, he didn't punch me in my face again, come on my side, no, I would not. I wouldn't. That's just me.
I agree with you. I feel like it's enabling the situation. Like you're saying, I mean, you can say it in your own words that you want to help or you need to stop doing something, but if they're going to keep doing it or they're going to keep going back to it, there's only so much you can do and so much negative energy that you can take on yourself, because like y'all were saying before, you do have your own life. But yeah, go out to lunch, talk about anything else under the sun, I got you. But if I keep having to hear the same thing over and over, or saying, you know, it's going to be all right, I feel like I'm lying to myself, and I, as a friend, I wouldn't want to lie to you and say that, you know, it's okay.
And that's respectable. I mean, that's an understanding that you can have with your friend, I feel. I mean, if you've gone through that and you've gotten to your point of you can't take no more in that particular, okay, have that conversation. I'm here for you and everything else you need, but I can't do this anymore. I mean, I'm okay with that portion of it, but if you just straight just leave your friend and high and dry about it without having a conversation, because I'm all about communication. Whether it's your relationship, whether it's your friendship, I say honestly, just talk to them. You tired of it? Okay, I can't deal with it. We can talk about anything else you want to talk about, but I don't want to hear no more. And that's where our friendship's going to be, because otherwise, we may lose this friendship.
And in my personal life, I have been in a situation where it has come to that, and I did sit my friend down and tell them, okay, you already know my opinion, and I told them, you already know my opinion, I'm always here if you need me, but I'm going to tell you the same thing, so if you know, let's not, you know, let this control our conversation every time we get together. But at the same time, I was still there, even though I already knew the story and they already knew what I was going to say. It didn't stop me from being there as their friend, because that's what friends are for. Sorry to be cliche, but that's what friends are for. Like,
That was his song.
yes.
I understand that. I think that for me as a friend, if somebody's coming to me and telling me, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, as a friend, I think that that's something I need to say. I'm gonna take heed to what you're saying, because in order for me to get out of this situation, I have to want to change. And I don't want to. I'm not the type of person who want to bring other people into my situation over and over and over if I'm not doing what I need to do to get out of the situation.
But it also takes time as a friend. Like, it takes time for people to change. It takes time for people to see what you see on the outside looking in.
What did you say earlier?
Limitation.
No, about the one y'all said about the enough is enough or something. What was it?
Only you gonna know when enough's enough.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, some people think, okay, you're in the hospital now. As a friend, I'm gonna come to your side because maybe this is the thing that you need for you to finally leave him. But then 2 months later, you're right back in that same situation.
Right. So, I mean, I guess like the reality of the situation is like we've all either known somebody or know someone, whether it be like an uncle, aunt, friend, whatever, that they've been with that same person and they've been kicking each other's asses for the past 15 years. It's not going to change. They're going to continue to do it. And as a friend, either I'm going to deal with that and deal with that knowing that you're in an abusive relationship, or I'm going to be like, you know what? I just don't care to deal with it. I'm like, you know, that's just not, because eventually, depending on how close we are as friends, your situation can easily become my situation. It is a thing where I am leaving my partner or my boyfriend, girlfriend to come to your aid when you're feeling some kind of way, or when you've been hit, or if you do go to the hospital, well, now I have to drop everything, or I have to leave work, or I have to leave school and come to be by your side. It's, you know, it's a situation where you and him have fallen out, and you know, maybe your mother is calling me now and asking, well, what the hell is going on? Can you talk to them? Can you talk to her and see why she's still dealing with it, or whatever? Or, you know, the friends may blame me, like, well, you know they're still together, why don't you do something? Why don't you talk to them? Why don't you? So it gets to be to that point where when that friend has gotten to that point where they're like, you know what, I can't. I just can't. I've tried, but you know, so it just depends on the situation and the people involved.
My tolerance level is very short. So I get to that level.
We know
before I get there.
Hey, that's
Real aware. That's neither here nor there. But that's the type of person that I am. Everybody is different. I think, like how you said, we always have that uncle and somebody that's been in those type of situations. And like, I've known someone that's been in those situations for like 20 years.
Right.
As family members, are we not condoning that? Are we not saying, oh, it's okay?
I think, well, as family members, you state your piece. Like, Like the thing is, like, if an aunt or a cousin or whoever comes to said auntie or uncle or great aunt or grandma or grandpa, and they say, baby, I done told your ass to leave him. You keep running back. So don't bring your ass back in my house telling me he done slapped you upside your head, because I'm telling you right now, I don't want to hear it. And you know then at that point where grandpa's staying, and even though he might go whoop his ass later or whatever, that's just the cycle, but he just stated his piece right then, right there, and either you accept it and we move forward, or you say, you know what, well, if you're not going to be here for me, we can't be friends, let's part ways. I'm fine either way. But that's just kind of how, you know.
I think one thing that with any friend situation that we need to take into account when a friend comes to us for advice or just to listen or anything, if you are going to give a suggestion or if you are going to tell me, you know, like y'all told Tierra, hit them back or whatever, bring a solution. Don't just tell me the problem. Because as a friend, they don't want you to throw salt in a wound that's already open. I don't need you to tell me what I need to do. I know that I don't have to deal with this, or I'm sure Sierra feels like, okay, well, I don't have to deal with this, being the person that she is outside of her relationship. But bring me a solution. Okay, well, do you want to be with him? If you want to be with him, y'all need to seek out counseling, or y'all need to do this, or maybe you need to get counseling, because there obviously has to be some type of self-esteem issue going on. Like, try to find a solution to help that person instead of just running to tell me, oh, you know, you need to hit him back, or girl, you look bad, or you know, like bring some type of help to the situation instead of just you know. And I could see if you went to all these different alleys to help me as far as like setting up therapy and all this and this, and then I'm still not moving toward it or trying to change, then it would be like, okay, well, that's how I feel about it. Okay, I'm gonna let you deal with that. As your friend, I'm here. I'll support you, but I'm gonna support you from a distance.
That, to me, that's selfish.
What?
For a friend to want somebody else to try to help them with their relationship, especially if a friend is in their own relationship. So I wouldn't want somebody, I wouldn't go to Conchetta and say, oh, I need you to help me with my relationship when I know she already has issues in her own relationship.
I'm not saying help me, but I'm saying if I call you to be, Sierra called Dana to be there for her. And I'm saying, me calling you and me constantly calling you, and then you getting upset with me constantly calling you because I got hit, but yet I'm staying in it. Don't just come and just tell me, oh, you need to leave him or you need to hit him back. Give me some type of solutions to the problem.
Okay, with that,
besides just leaving him, because he has to be making her feel some type of inferior to him, that she stays in this situation where she's getting her ass beat. You know, so there's some self-esteem issue in it. Anybody who's in an abusive relationship, to me, in my opinion, you're dealing with some type of self-esteem issue. So let's help me resolve the main issue, because that's what the main issue is. He has an aggression problem and I have a self-esteem problem. And both people need help. So that's what I'm saying. Like, bring help to this. Shine some light somewhere, because
outside of the script, me personally, like I said, I'm the type of person, if I come to you and the first time I tell you, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, I think you should do this, you should do that, seek help, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to keep coming back that second, third, fourth time and telling you the same thing over and over. Me personally, Bobby, I'm the type of person that one time, if you don't listen then.
Well, I'm saying, yes, I agree with you saying after so long, like, enough is enough, like, you just have to kind of love them and support them from a distance. But I'm saying that originally we were just saying, okay, I'm not going to keep running. And when everybody came to Sierra's house, no one suggested that anybody needed help.
I'm talking personal opinion, not the show. Your personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm saying in my personal opinion, in my friend's situation, I would listen the first couple of times. After that, I'm coming to you like, okay, well, let's figure out what's going on. What, you know, because I'm there to help as a friend. And I feel like that's part of being a friend. That's part of helping.
So the moral of this story is, have you a Jonathan in your life, have you a Derek, have you a Dana, because you'll probably need a little, because I mean, for some of us, you do need that friend, you do need that Derek that's going to tell you, bitch, you look a hot ass mess. I don't know who this person is, but this bitch sitting in front of me with a black eye and a beat up face is just not, this isn't what's cute or whatever. And you also need that friend that's going to, you know, Jonathan's going to hug you and tell you it's going to be all right and you'll be all right. You need that Dana that's going to drop everything and run to your aid. Like, you need that. It's all about, I guess, balance. So everybody serves their purpose. Some friends you're gonna have like Bobby is like, bitch. Third strike, you're out.
One strike.
No, I said after that first time. No, I'll be there, but
You said
y'all
one.
doing me bad. Y'all trying to do me
One
bad.
and
Anywho,
hit a ball the
okay,
second
so
time.
that leads into like the next discussion. Why do people stay in unhappy relationships or unhappy marriages? It's like insecurities, I think, is a big issue. But I think a lot of times people don't want to admit that they're insecure or whatever the case is.
I also feel like afraid of change. Change is adversive for some people.
Comfort.
Comfort.
I know that they say the grass isn't green on the other side, but shit, you could buy some seeds and plant your own grass. That's how I look at
Yeah.
it.
The grass is green where you water it.
Yeah, but then you gotta wait. You gotta plant it. You gotta water it.
But if you looking back at that same grass that you in, you realize when you got to that grass that it wasn't greener because you left some other grass. So stop going from one grass to the next. Some people do.
I mean, you know, but the fact, look, I hate that everybody always says the grass isn't always greener. Sometimes it's greener. It may be greener on the other. People like the grass ain't always greener. Well, duh, it's not always greener, but that also means that sometimes the grass is greener. Like if you're in an abusive relationship and you go from one garden to the next, that grass is greener.
But 9 times out of 10, most people that's in an abusive relationship will leave that relationship to go to the next relationship as somebody agrees.
So and that's the issue.
Exactly.
There's a bigger issue there. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes you do need to make a change, or sometimes you do. It's about discernment. Is it worth me, going from this relationship or giving up what I have with this person to have something with someone else that may or may not work? That's just the reality. People do it every day.
You got something to say?
No.
Why are you looking at me?
I just looked.
I wasn't in no abusive relationship. But that's obvious. Any other comments on that one?
It's more about convenience, especially these days. It's about the convenience. It's about
The convenience of what? Do tell. What's so funny?
You done?
Mm-hmm.
Positive? It's about the convenience because it rolls into comfort, being used to a certain thing. It becomes a convenience where you don't have to go look for something else. You're in this relationship, you've developed all of this, you know this person, you know this, you know that. I mean, honestly, I kind of speak from experience, and it took for me to actually get out of my relationship to realize a lot of things of why I actually stayed in it. So for me, at that point, it was about just reality.
Well, in that relationship, did you have any friends that you lost because you wouldn't?
Bobby,
Huh?
we're not gonna do that, sir. Not on that. I'm not gonna do that.
I just asked a question. What you were saying?
But I mean, sometimes you make yourself feel happy when inside you may actually be unhappy, but you're afraid of change. And you are stuck in a hard rock in place.
I also think people do it because maybe they're like me, hopeless romantic, and they just hope and pray every day that they're just gonna get it together and they're just gonna do right.
So you saying you
truthfully.
said you as in K Janae or you as in Sierra?
I mean, both characters, like in my personal life, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I give people chances and opportunity after opportunity because I love them and I feel some type of way about them, some strong type of way about them, and I just feel like, he's gonna get it right one day. He's gonna get it together, and then until it takes that friend to be like, he's not gonna. Like let it
Tomorrow.
Like let it go. Yeah, it takes my friends are like, okay, Kanisha, let it go. Like it's not gonna get better. It's not gonna get better because of XYZ, and you can do XYZ, and you have this and this over here going on, which is a better opportunity because the grass at this one is greener over there. Who come with solutions to help, and it takes me to be like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, well,
and you
maybe
tend to
he's not
tune
gonna
some
get
of
it
those
together.
friends out. You really do, because you'll have your friends that might like the person. You might have the friends that have negative things to say. You start to tune them out. Again, personal experience. And I started tuning friends out that gave me the negative.
Was it
Because
negative? Was it negative or was it truth? And you just looked at it as negative because you didn't want to accept it.
I can't honestly answer that.
Okay.
Because at that time, it was his truth.
And wording is everything.
Yes, and you begin to live in that. You believe your own lies. You believe that everything is going to be exactly how you envision it.
I'm a living witness.
You
but
don't
I
see
have-
them as exactly who and what they are, but who you want them to be one day. You start looking at them with their potential. Like one day my baby is going to get it together. I don't care what nobody say.
You want to run that black eye?
Right. I don't care what nobody say.
You didn't mean it. You didn't mean it.
Not for
Right.
me, for my
But you know, that's the reality. Like, you know, there's some of us that don't. Like, I've been in a couple relationships. I've been in relationships probably more in my life than I've been single. And every like situation was totally different. One breakup was after a long-term like relationship, and it was amicable. It was like, I love you, you love me. This isn't working. Like, I wish you the best, and I wish you the best, and you know, like no hard feelings. The other one, it was like we broke up fighting, and it was like, okay, well, that's that. Like we always volatile towards each other. But like I knew that he had a messed up attitude, he knew that I had a horrible attitude, and so those two together, especially like when you're like at 23, 22, 23 years.
You went to some classes for that?
I didn't go to no classes, child. I got saved. Jesus. No, but like after that it was over. It was like, okay,
Won't he do it?
yeah, like I'm not gonna be like, cause I mean in all actuality I could hear myself and maybe even Derek too, like, okay, you look a hot ass mess. You like, you know, you have to explain yourself at work the next day, like, because everybody's good for asking, what happened? Like, are you? And I always get it off like they're so concerned, but in all actuality, it's just like,
You won't know what.
give me
You know,
like, I want to know what happened. And so, like, after that, it was like, okay, this is not the life that I'm like willing to live at this point. So that was that, and it was over. And like, you know, you have like, being real and honest with yourself is like the most important thing that you could do. Even if you're in a relationship, you may love the person, you may have all these reasons why you stay, but you're telling yourself those things and you reminding yourself because you don't really want to be there. Like, believe it.
Hey, I want to thank you all for taking the time out to watch this video. Make sure y'all thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't checked out the sneak peek, please make sure y'all do that and share all y'all feedback. Let us know what y'all think. Episode 1 should be available in about 2 weeks, so make sure y'all looking out for it. Y'all can follow us on Facebook under The Life We Live or Twitter under @TLWL 2014. I'll put all of our personal pages in the description so y'all can follow us also. So make sure y'all keep supporting. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Peace.